How we doing, guys?
We're
Another
good.
day.
Good.
Good.
Welcome to show 22.
Nice.
Yeah, getting down the road. So today we've got Rich over in the corner. We got Danny. We got Shawn Gomez, and we got Steve. Shawn is kind of here to talk to us about. He's entrepreneur. Grew up kind of the same way we all did, struggling and kind of made it. So we're gonna kind of well, I want you to take us to the beginning here. You know, what was kind of your first job or your first, were you mowing yards or
Yeah.
what was your hustle?
Uh, my first, probably when I first started is when I was younger. When my aunts and uncles would pay us to help them, just clean or rake yards, whatever they needed us to do. That's when I learned that you can make money by helping, your family members out, uh, just by doing some things around the house.
Yeah, so just started with family and
Yeah.
kind of moved on from there.
Yep, and that kind of motivated me to want to make money because we always heard that we didn't have no money. So that's just something we always heard around the house. We ain't got money. Do this, do that. So it's always been something that motivated me to want to make money.
Yeah, I mean, and what was your first, I guess, as an adult business?
First business, I would have to. It would be we did appliance repair. That would be the first business. Malia and myself, we created a company called ASAP Appliance. Which how it started though is my mother had an appliance guy come to her house fix her dryer,
Okay.
and when he was fixing the dryer, I just seen how fast that he was in and out of the house, and how much he charged her. So that made me ask him if I could learn what he was doing, and he said maybe he was not that busy, yada yada. And one day he called me up and said that he had an opportunity for me, and I said okay. So I asked him what I'd be doing. He said he'd basically pay me $20 a day, and then it turned out to be like 7 days a week, and it wasn't very easy. He'd give me lunch though, so uh, once he did that, I would get lunch. I would get then not too long after that, I learned very quickly. I think it took me 3 months to learn the basics. Once I learned the basics, he gave me a percentage plus a truck and a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
It went from $20 to nothing. Like $20 a day to something, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. That allowed me to uh, basically buy my first house. I got it from a land contract from my uncle. Uh, he he was getting a divorce, so he needed to sell his house, but I needed a house to stay at. So me and Malia, we're having our first kid soon, so uh, we basically that's how we started the first company. Uh,
So was you always mechanically inclined, or just something that you learned when you got the opportunity?
no, I wasn't. I'm not like mechanically inclined. I learned quick,
Yeah.
so I could be taught anything really, and the basics. I'm pretty good at going with the basics. I was always help my grandma around the house. Actually, that's kind of how I would do little ins and outs. I would hook up the cable box for her, or simple stuff like that. I wasn't very. I don't like to get dirty. I'm not the best mechanic.
So you can do appliance repair and not get too dirty?
Oh, that was my goal. I just didn't want to get dirty. So even the guys are like, "How do you do all these repairs and you don't ever get dirty?" I was like, "That's my goal. I don't want to get dirty." So I wouldn't get dirty. I mean, every so often I would get a little dirty, but I would wear just black dickies and we'd have some polos, but I would never get dirty.
he learned the craft quick.
Yeah, I'd carry a little lint roller around with me too.
Did you come from a big family?
Yeah, we came. My mother has five of us total.
Okay.
She had us at a young age, so we were always surrounded with our cousins. We had a lot of cousins. At one time, I think there was 13 of us teenagers that lived at my aunt's. We always hopped around. My mother never really had a house, so we live at my grandmother's, my aunts, my uncles. But yeah, we always had our family around us.
All right. So I mean, just having all having the big family and knowing there's a bunch of mouths to be fed, kind of maybe bred the little bit of a get out there and get it. The kid that's going to ask the maintenance guy to tag along. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. I was never afraid to ask or try to learn something new. Uh, you don't. No one's gonna ask you. You have to get out there and ask. You have to put the initiation.
Yeah.
Get out there and basically do it.
It's something a lot of kids don't have these days is the want or the will to get off the couch and go out and look for the money or those kind of things. That's something I feel like we have lost along the way. So
Nobody's going to give it to you. That's for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, nothing's given. You gotta get out there and
That's right.
ask, get it, whatever you gotta do. Just nothing's given you. You know that. I think that'll take you a while. A long ways.
yeah,
Uh, Also, I mean, nowadays you could be on your couch and make money, but you still gotta self-educate yourself. So
Yeah.
always self-educating yourself is a plus. I'm always reading or learning new things as well.
Did,
Uh,
did you have any formal education like college or training school or just get out there and learn it?
no, I never graduated. I went to eighth grade, so I guess I graduated eighth grade if that's a thing. I went to ninth grade. I just never,
Yeah.
completed ninth grade. But no, I never did. I got my GED though. After I got that, I did. I worked a night job, William H. Harvey, uh, and I did. I did try to go to school for a little bit, just because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I ran into the guy that fixed my mother's dryer. His name is Arnie, actually.
Yeah.
He's still in I think he's in Nebraska. I don't know if he's in Omaha, but he taught me how to fix appliances, and so that was very appreciative of that. Um, shortly after he actually went out of business. Uh, and I didn't know what I was going to do, but he always had me doing service calls for another gentleman in my new neighborhood that I just bought a house in with Malia. His name is Sam. Sam was an older guy. He didn't know how to fix the new appliances, but I did. So he would start subbing me calls for another percentage as well. So that's what kept me afloat as I was, trying to grow my little business.
Yeah.
So that worked out really well. Eventually, Sam wanted to retire. So in return for him helping me out, I bought his business from him, which helped me out a little bit as well.
Cool.
Uh, and then Millie and I started selling appliances out of the house, and that's what created a new company, or not a new one in a sense, but a new entity to the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
We were selling appliances.
Yeah.
Out of our garage. We'd have people over every day, all day, just from Craigslist actually. I'd post them on there. I would buy from there. I would repost them, sell them.
So you buy them and then fix them up and then.
Yep. Sometimes not even fix them up, just knowing what the value of them was.
Yeah.
But yeah, fixing them was a huge part of it because people would throw them away because they didn't want to fix them. And I knew I could fix them for very little and resell them for more on Craigslist.
Dude, until the last couple of years, I was that guy throwing dryers away, not knowing or wanting to pay somebody, and I fixed my own dryer for the first time here a year ago and realized how wasteful I've been. And just, it was so easy to, I'm upset with myself.
Yeah, it's not a hard business to learn. As you get the more expensive ones, they're a little more tricky. Uh, but I still was able to fix them. We trained a lot of our family members how to fix appliances. We trained a lot of them how to sell appliances. We trained a lot of them how to do bookkeeping, sales. I mean, we trained aunts, our uncles, our nieces, our nephews, our cousins.
Made it a family business.
Yeah, we created a pretty large family business. Malia was the one that really, she knew all the back end stuff, all the bookkeeping, the accounting. Uh, I couldn't have done it. We couldn't have got as far as we are without Malia as knowledge in that. Malia also didn't graduate either. She self-taught herself.
That's awesome.
Hey, but there's still a way to go get it though.
No, look, there's something to be said about it. You know, not graduating and sitting where y'all are sitting in life right now. I mean, I graduated and man, I'm I'm just getting by. You know what I'm saying? Like it says something about what's in you as far as getting out there to get it. You know what I mean? And not letting yourself. Bro, I would have never thought of just selling furniture out the garage. But yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It was a great little way to get things going, man.
yeah. I mean, I'm no Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, but if you look
He went to
back,
the
they
top.
started out of their garage.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
true.
It's
Right?
kind of crazy how that all works out, but that's a starting point,
Yeah,
and just taking it from there. So Malia didn't like me selling stuff out of the garage, so we ended up negotiating a little place down on 93rd and Maple. It was a little shop, and I got him to do it for month to month because I didn't want to be locked in any contract.
yeah,
So that turned out really well. We started doing a lot of sales there. We started doing a lot more service as well. So we ended up hiring family to do deliveries. We had a little delivery company of appliances, and then that's what introduced. That's how I met Rod Kush. So he approached me because I was selling him a lot of appliances for him to sell in his store.
okay,
And eventually he's like, "Hey man, you're doing a lot, so I want to give you an opportunity to take over my appliance section in his company, 7 Day Furniture." Now, I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome," but at the same time, I was only paying, I think it was $1,500 a month, and he wanted and I only had 1,500 square feet, and he had 10,000 square feet. So I was like, that's a lot. But actually, so he gave me an opportunity to pay as I grow. So it was a scale. So I started with what I could pay, and as I went up, eventually I started paying him quite a bit. I ended up taking a big chunk of his warehouse plus his show floor up front, which was equivalent to about 20,000 square feet, I believe. And then I actually had another warehouse down the street, which was another 10,000 square feet. So I had appliances everywhere.
yeah,
I had
That's a lot of appliances.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had a Lowe's account, so I had every Lowe's account from Omaha to South Dakota, and we'd have semi trailers behind all the stores, and all their appliances would be put on our trailer, or lawnmowers, whatever was metal. And then we did also get cardboard bales and plastic and stuff, but uh, we would bring those back. We created an assembly line. We would test all the appliances. We would clean them, and we would not only clean them, we would put them on the show floor, sell them, and then I learned how to finance people. So from Rod, and I started financing people with appliances as well. And then I met some guys from Chicago, some the Koreans from South Korea. They had a family business from South Korea. They would bring the LG appliances up to Chicago or some way, and then so that allowed me to sell scratch and dent appliances to the public for less than like the Furniture Mart, Home Depot, Lowe's, everybody. I had a huge connection with the LG appliances, TVs, all kinds of stuff. It was exciting receiving those semi loads
I bet.
because it was just like we had the curved TV, we had it was awesome. But before I did that though, the way you buy wholesale is you have to wire the money, and then once you wire the money, it's gone. So
You nervous the first time?
oh yeah, I was real nervous. So I was like, "You guys, I gotta come meet you. I gotta know where this money's going, and I gotta see your operation." So they said, "Yeah, no problem." So that was my first business trip up to Chicago. I flew up there. I met the guys. They were real nice guys actually, and I wired my money. I sat there until I waited till my trucks were loaded, and once they shipped out, I came back to Omaha. And then, ever since then, I had a really good connection with a gentleman from now he lives in Thailand. So I talk to him still. He's an older gentleman that I met through selling scratch and dent appliances. And every day to this day, he sends me truckloads of merchandise that I can buy by the truckload. So
Yeah.
that was just uh, one of many people that I've met on my journey to, where I'm at today.
It's awesome.
Makes you want to start a scratch and dent out by
Right.
my house, out by my house or something.
It's selling out your garage.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Sean, uh, I know you guys pretty long time here. So obviously, I've seen where you come from, and you guys have 6 kids, I believe. Let's tell the viewers, you know what I'm saying, having children, the sacrifice, because I know you. You work 7 days a week. You're always on the go. The balance that is, you know, being a dad, a husband, you know, but still running and maintaining a business with your wife.
Yeah, so it's a very hard thing especially when you're starting a company or if you want to be successful, just trying to figure out balance. It's very hard. I'm horrible at it. I've failed almost many times. Malia probably tried to divorce me a couple times. I wasn't the best father. I missed my kids. The first 3 kids, I missed their whole life. They're growing up. To this day, it affects me, but I see what I did for the next kids that I had, and it makes me think that I did make the right choice. Yeah. So sometimes it hits me, but I and I hope that they forgive me. But I did miss a lot of time from her, Malia. I missed a lot of time from those kids, and I learned early that you can't balance. There is no such thing as balancing all 3. You have to choose one,
Mm.
and you'll be great at it. But you have to choose one, and that's the only way that you can be successful. And whatever one you choose, you will be successful. Obviously, if you put the hard work in and dedication and stuff, it does work. But it's I don't believe there is a true balance.
Mhm.
I believe that just trying to, obviously do the one thing the best you can and trying to juggle the other things is it's doable, but it's you're not going to give it the 100%.
Yeah.
So I have to thank Malia for sticking around and helping me out.
So she's kind of the glue.
Malia, yeah,
She's the
definitely.
glue.
Yeah.
But see, and your big picture was you did it at a young age. You were motivated to get money because you was always told you didn't have money, so you wanted money. But then the big picture is you're setting your family up for success in the future. They're learning from you, watching you guys, the way you guys run your business stuff, how to go get it. And if you want it, you have to go get it. And the way, the time it takes to work. So, yeah, you miss time, but I mean, so how do you feel about you in the bigger pictures that you're painting, I'm saying, a future for them so they can maybe one day take over the business? You know what I'm saying? Is that the goal? Like once you kind of get to an age where, what I'm saying, I put it into work.
Yeah, so I mean, starting the company, I didn't really think of anything like passing it on to my kids or nothing. My main thing was just trying to survive
Hmm.
and make a good living and just be financially free to be able to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
That's always my goal in life. Was just do what I want. I don't want something to be to hold me back. Like, hey, you can't do this because you don't have the money or something in that order. I don't like to hear that. So
So you like the challenge. It's almost like a
yeah,
challenge.
challenges to me, I really love them. I love to have a problem and figure out how I can resolve it. I try to resolve everyone's problems, honestly. Malia doesn't like it too much.
I think that's men in general, right?
Yeah. So I just I try to do it. I'm not the best, also either, but I think my key thing is I just don't give up. I'm always just gonna keep going, no matter how bad things are. I'll still keep trying.
Yeah. So we're in. What's the name of that company? Do you still have that company?
ASAP Appliance and Plumbing. So no, I don't have that company anymore. I sold it to my brother. Me and Malia decided to sell the company due to that we've been doing it so long and we didn't really know. We were only 19 when we started it,
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
so we didn't really know what the heck we wanted to do. We just know we didn't want to be broke.
Yeah.
But little did we know, starting a company will take everything you got.
Sure.
Especially if you're new, a new business, small business. So we weren't like without, but we were always struggling
Sure.
to make sure bills were paid, especially employees. We always would make sure they were paid before us.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, we couldn't have done anything that we've done without the employees, the contractors,
Right.
the banks, the CPAs, everyone. Everyone plays a huge part in everyone's success.
Mhm.
That's one thing that I don't.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's true. Yeah, and then making sure that you have the right teammate players on your team
Right.
too. 'Cause
Yeah.
some might even try to be sabotaging you.
Right.
You don't even know it. And there's things that you're always having to watch out for everything that you're doing. It's that's why it's good to have a great wife. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
There's a lot to
People
be said
don't,
about that.
Yeah, being in business with your wife is a whole nother thing too. You know, I know she controls everything of you. Oh man, that works.
Pick and choose your words wisely, Shawn.
So I'm always in trouble. Like,
yeah, no, it is. It is. You know, we've all been through divorce here. You know, and I have a good woman now that has, you know, probably should have left at some point, but had decided to stay and stick it out. And I'm in a better way myself now. You know what I mean? But so I get it. It does sometimes take that woman kicking you in the ass to keep you in line and keep you focused. And it is nice to have that strong person.
yeah, it is. It definitely helps. Like I said, I'm not. I don't say I'm smart by any means. Book smart, I'm not book smart at all. I could read and retain, but I don't know what it is about reading books. It's just never was my thing. That's why I didn't like school. I think they're always forcing you to read books and take tests. I hate tests. You know, just tell me what to do, so, and then I get it done. But Malia's really good at that. She's really good. She can read books, retain it, and she's very good at explaining things to me, like dumbing it down, I guess. So sometimes she gets frustrated because I have to ask her so much, but she's been a very big part of my life.
So after the appliance biz, what did you go to there?
So after we did that, we focused on real estate. We've had real estate since we were in business, and honestly, real estate has always got us out of trouble. Somehow we've always like, well, we got to sell this or to pay all the pay everybody. So real estate was something that we really liked real estate. So then we like let's invest more into real estate. So Malia and I started. We started out with 3 houses. We got them for a fairly good deal, and
You bought all three at once?
yep, we got all 3 at once
Cool.
with a private lender. And once I did that, I read a book actually that everyone reads. It's The Bird. It's a book that I would recommend reading if you want to get into real estate.
The bird?
The Bird. It's
Oh, The Bird.
Yeah, buy, rehab, rent, repeat. I think is how it goes, or refinance, repeat.
So BRRR.
Yep, BRRR. I read that book, and once I read it, it made a lot of sense to me. I was like, oh wow. So I tried it, and it worked. So reading books does help.
So Steve and I have been kicking around the idea of getting into like buying a house or, you know, flipping it type of deal.
Yeah.
So this was both of us have been a little excited to have you come sit down and talk to us.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely recommend real estate. Malia and I's first building we bought was a apartment building. I don't recommend doing that right away. I recommend
Start off with the houses first?
Start off with the house first. But also we with that building we educated ourselves a lot with the whole process of just flipping, being a landlord, contractors, laws, all kinds of stuff. We learned a ton of stuff in that building that I was able to take on to the next project that we did, which honestly helped us get to where we're at.
Cool.
And it's even though we're at where we're at, we're always running into problems still to this day.
Always.
There's always either a cash flow issue or houses aren't selling when they're supposed to. There's always problems. It's just knowing that everything always is going to work itself out. As long as you did what you're supposed to do, that's all you can do.
Yep.
I leave the rest to God.
So these first 3 houses you bought, so you bought them, you had a private lender, not a bank or anything?
No, not a bank. I didn't go with the bank for the simple fact that these were just deals that just were brought to me, and I needed to act fast. So one thing I didn't learn until later is actually private money is a lot. You can use it a lot quicker than the banks. The banks have to go through certain processes.
Yeah, underwriting and all that.
Before they can even do it. But if you go to a private lender, it makes sense to them. Then you can go ahead and just buy right away. So that's what I went that route for, and I didn't even know it until the time. That's what I was doing. So, anyways, I got those houses. And the key thing is always in real estate that I learned that I think is buying right. You buy right, you will be okay in any type
What
of
what do you
situation.
what do you think is the right buy? Is there a percentage? Yeah, when you look at a house and you know you're gonna have to rehab this house or something, right? Is that what happened with the first three?
So what I did is I just you gotta figure out what it's gonna cost you
Right.
when you buy these houses.
So
First,
how did you learn that part? How did you figure that out? I mean,
well,
obviously we know the prices of the house, right?
yeah.
But you got to figure out about how much this house is going to take to to get right. How'd you get started there?
So what I did is I just called everyone that I met. So my time in that I was in business with ASAP Appliance Plumbing, I met everybody, landlords, like some of the most successful people in Omaha I've met through that company. And I learned a lot from them. I met a lot of contractors. So I called on people and asked them, use your network is another key thing that people don't do as well. I mean, if you have friends that do electrical, call them. Say, hey, what would it cost to do this? Or hey, carpet, framing, drywall. All of your buddies, call them up, ask them. Sometimes they're not the best ones to use because obviously they're not. That's not their business either.
But
But they do know what it costs. So that's what I did. I just gathered up all my information, put a pen, and, put it to pen and paper, and I was like, "This is the deal." So that's what made me buy those ones.
cool.
And then some of them you just know just by the simple, just googling, hey, what's by the cost of the land. So if you buy a house and it's cheaper than the land even is, a lot of times that's a pretty good deal right there.
Yeah.
The assessed value is more valuable than what you bought it for. You pretty much got a pretty good deal.
But
But just and then they having a good realtor will help also because they know what things sell for. Uh, in the neighborhood. They can run. They have access to stuff
yeah,
that the common don't have
Yeah.
access to, which is very valuable. Which Malia now she's licensed in Nebraska and Iowa, so now we need to look at a house. We can just put in an appointment and go look at it right away. I don't have to call another realtor or anything to do
kept
this.
that in house.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
were leaving a lot of money on the table by having another realtor sell our stuff.
I really love how you have brought family in on everything. You know what I mean? You were even the appliance business, and I love that you have kept it close. You know what I mean, and trained your family and all these things. I believe we need to try to reach back for each other and bring the family along, bring the people that have been around along, and I love that.
Yeah, we do today. Like we actually Rich. We have Rich's wife Felicia. She's our property manager. Well, I mean, and she needed a cert. Like a lot of times, the family members they want to come and they want to do things that you're doing, and we want to do that as well. But they also need a certain amount.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you're investing into their knowledge. They don't understand it at the time usually, but you're investing in them and in return, you're hoping for a return in the end.
Yeah.
When they do know how to do everything, and you're not teaching them no more. They're actually telling you, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that. That's kind of how it works with your family. Some of them don't understand.
Yep.
They'll go work for somebody else after
Yep.
you teach them what you taught them.
Yep.
That was an education we had to pay for. Or,
Yep.
so it kind of a lot of times it doesn't always work out teaching your family and helping them want to bring them in to the company because it's fun though when it does work out, but it isn't fun when it doesn't work out.
Because then it can cause a little bit of
It's,
conflict outside of the
oh yeah,
workplace.
I've seen it all, man.
Yeah, I'm
It
sure.
causes, but my intentions are always good. I want them to be able to provide for their families. I want them to change their lifestyles, like teaching them what I know. I don't charge anybody to learn what I know. I'm willing to tell everybody how I did things or how to do it. And no return. I don't want nothing in return. Just I want to see them successful.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I've always done things.
We
Even
might,
though,
we might be talking about these truckloads of TVs.
yeah.
Oh, he's serious. He's real serious.
Everything that I know, I'm willing to help other people because to me, it's cool to see that other people become successful.
Yeah.
And you can use them in the future.
Well, and then-
some of their networking or
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
And
in
also
return, that's
Steve.
what you hope for. Like
Yeah.
You're building a bigger network is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
In hopes that it comes back full circle. I was always told you don't do stuff with people and expect anything back.
Correct.
One thing we learned the hard way is from Malia's dad. Actually, when you borrow family money, just act as if it's like a gift, and you're not going to get that money back or whatever That's
I think you got to do that with everybody. You know,
Yeah.
I know that if I loan somebody money, 9 times out of 10, that's probably not coming back. Right? You expect it to, but you got to know it's kind of like gambling. Like you don't lend out something you don't have, or you don't go to the casino with something you don't money you don't have. Know that you're probably not. You're gonna walk away from that.
Yes, that's so. To me, if you loan me money, I'm gonna make sure you get it back with interest.
Sure.
That's always been my thing. I don't care if I had a bad deal, I'm still gonna pay the person more with interest.
Yeah.
Just so for the future, like if you ever need anything, that's basically you already know. Hey, if you do business with Shawn, you're never gonna lose your money. You're always gonna get your money back or more.
Yeah.
So that's kind of always.
That's the way you should do business.
Yeah. But with family, it's not like that.
It's like Steve's got a thing going on now. All right, Steve, you got the HVAC business.
Trying to.
HVAC, yeah, that's a good business. What, do you do service or
Just getting my feet wet.
Yeah.
you use your license and everything?
He's
I
kind of
got people. I mean,
he's more selling the systems and the repairs than actually doing it. He sells cars full time.
Oh, nice. Where at?
Nissan Omaha.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I used to get all of our fleet from Nissan Omaha for ASAP.
The
Yeah.
NV200s.
Yep. Those were awesome little vehicles for us.
Nice. Of course, it's always while you're talking.
So now, you're Omaha based, but now, because I'm aware of this, you guys have ventured into Lincoln,
Yep.
right? So I mean, this business is expanding and it's doing, from what I hear, it's doing pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, so we invest in Iowa and Council Bluffs predominantly, and then Lincoln now. So
Okay.
we're trying to expand out to Lincoln.
And then you're buying and selling, and you're also buying and then fixing and renting and stuff like that too.
Yep. And right now it's hard to find actual rentals that work. And what I mean by that is interest rates play a big factor in rental properties. So we are able to do that. It's just not as much as we were before.
This rent has to be higher.
Yeah, rent
to
has to
try
be
to-
higher. The deal has to be, the purchase has to be good. And it's, what I mean by that is you have to be able to buy something for not only a good deal, but it can't have much work because then you're gonna have more money invested.
Yeah.
So basically, Malia and I we've been finding a few of them that are actual good deals to be able to rent them. But majority of them right now we've been flipping.
Yeah.
Because,
The market.
Yeah, the market.
yeah, I was gonna say with inflation, does that cause any issues?
Yep.
I'm sure this caused a bunch of issues.
Inflation is
Inflation
just all
and
around.
interest rates and
Yeah.
Interest rates.
But just
people,
the price of a sheet of plywood these days is crazy.
everything. It's crazy. And then guys that aren't even licensed and like they do the work and stuff, but they don't have the insurances. They want to charge the same price as the guy that has all those expenses.
Yeah.
So it does put a hurting on all things across the board.
Yeah. And I'm just getting ready to have a tree cut, like trimmed at my house, and I want the insurance guy because I just got a new roof and I'm not trying to have my house damaged while this, so it is, you should be shopping for the guy with insurance, but
You really should. It's hard because you want to save the money.
yeah,
And a lot of times you can, but in some situations it's wiser to just do the guy with the license.
yeah,
We had an experience where we did that with a tree in our first apartment building. The guy wasn't licensed, but he was way cheaper, so I used him, and it didn't work out.
that's rough.
Yeah, it was rough because I had the whole block at my building, so it was just me. I was just by myself, everyone was asking because the guy cut the tree and laid it on the power lines.
Oh
I
man.
had everybody in the neighborhood at my building like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah.
And I just, I had to deal with it. But luckily, I didn't damage no fiber optics because that would have been very, very expensive. They said so.
Hmm.
I learned then that I better, like you said, call a guy with a license.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, trees, those things will swing and fall in ways that you're not expecting. Obviously, you can, there's the guy that can drop it on a penny, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I'm not going to risk my house or, damage
yeah.
for the insurance. I would rather pay for it now. And
Know that it's done.
yeah,
And then your neighbors, you're not going to affect anybody around you.
yeah.
So.
We actually had a tree fall this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, somehow it narrowly missed my fence.
Man.
But yeah, that's what I'm going to go home and start cutting tree.
Yeah, no, nothing against the guys that have a license because those are my favorite guys.
Yeah, for sure.
They need to live too,
Yeah, most of those guys are our friends.
Mine too. But that's just sometimes you have to just cover your ass busy.
Right. Cover
Yeah.
yes.
Well, when it's something like that, the tree out on the end of the corner that fell, this morning, whatever. I got a buddy coming to help with that. Great, but the part that's over the house, that's getting an insurance guy.
Yeah,
He's somebody that can cover.
In a sense, everyone plays a part, really. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can use that guy with the license to do the part that is the most dangerous, and then the other part, the other guy, he can come make some money getting rid of the thing.
Yeah.
So,
And it's you still got to support the friends,
that's
but
what it's about. Yeah, just.
But be
supporting
safe about it.
people, yeah.
It's just like loaning the money. Support the friends, but be safe about it. So you got the homes. You've also got SMG, and that's you guys are cleaning for the military.
No, so what Malia and I, we actually helped create a contract
Okay.
for the military base.
Okay.
And that's that company. So just so you know, we have all these companies. So we buy with one of the LLCs, and we sell with that LLC, and then the ones that we hold with another LLC. And then that's just to protect yourself.
Yeah.
The LLCs.
You
Yep,
can keep
for sure.
buying more LLCs as you go, but we were told to just buy a bigger umbrella of insurance, and that is suffice in most cases. But eventually, you will need to, divide the properties up in multiple LLCs, and then you can. It doesn't. I wasn't ever told like a certain amount. Some people do 5 or 10 per LLC. Some people do 100 per LLC.
That's smart though. Actually, it really, because we end up in a legal situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have.
I mean,
You're protected.
and-
Not
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
they can't
you-
come after all your assets. Is what it's set up.
and you can get your LLC done for $250.
Right.
If you do it yourself.
Right.
Yeah, and then you can do it yourself. I don't ever do them myself because I want to make sure, like I said, it's done correctly.
Yeah, you can always get a.
LegalZoom. It's
Yep.
like I think it was
Well,
like
yeah.
$750 to set up my
Sure.
transportation LLC.
Sure, but an accountant, they can.
Yeah, we usually use our lawyer. Her name is Katie. She's at Smith and Pauly. She does a great job. She's about, I don't want to quote a price, but it's right around that $750,
Yeah.
$1,500, right around there.
Well, and there is something to say about being able to go sit down and actually talk to somebody. I did, the one on the internet, and you don't have, you got to sit and wait for responses,
Yeah.
and so it is nice. You want to? What was her name again?
Her name is Katie. She's with Smith and Pauly.
Smith
She's
and
a
Pauly.
real estate lawyer.
All right,
Cool.
There you go. Shout out to Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You got so the housing, the military stuff. You got anything else you're looking at in the future, or just gonna stick with the housing and keep
I'm
growing
always looking for new investments. I stay focused on what we have, but Malia and I are always, mostly myself. She gets frustrated with me. I try to stay focused, but I'm always keeping my eyes and ears open for other opportunities. At the moment, we're just staying focused on real estate and kind of going from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm always looking for something. You never know.
Yeah.
How many properties do you have right now?
We have about 60 doors right now.
Oh, nice.
And then that's what we acquired within, I think, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
So it could be done.
Getting after it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
guys out there that have way more, and they acquired within 5 years. So it all depends on your network. Don't like like I said, just get up and get out there and do it.
Get up, get out, and get something.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a nice shirt logo.
Well,
Get up, get out, get some.
That's that song.
Yeah.
Outcast back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what how many houses, so you said you have 60 properties you're looking
60
at.
doors.
That's in 4 years. So
Yeah.
you're 10 plus a year.
That's the goal. Yeah. Sometimes it's more. It just depends on the deal. You know, you're
Yeah.
always doing. Basically, you're just always analyzing deals. Not every deal that comes to you is a good deal.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to notice those.
So are you like cruising Zillow, or are things getting sent to you?
Everything. So we got wholesalers, which is a number one thing to buy off market. They do all the work. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't. They're like, man, these guys get paid a lot. Yeah, but they also do a lot of work. They find those deals. So they bring us deals. The MLS, there's deals on the MLS.
Really,
You just
sure.
got to look through them. You got to know what you're looking for too. Really.
But the nice thing is that you have that real estate, at home, or the realtor at home, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. She
you guys can.
She will tell you no, Sean. She'll check me every so often.
So is that what you guys do for fun time? You guys just sit around, they go through houses. They just got the house
Have the big screen.
After dinner, we just
No, that would be my ideal of a date. But
Right.
she doesn't like that.
What's your kids' age range?
My kids. So I got. That's a great question. I don't always remember these, but I have I want to say she's 19.
Okay.
Her name is Ayana. I got Shawn. He's 17. And then I got Sophia. She's 16. And I have Taya. She is 11. And then
better not mess up. She's
and then
gonna
I
get you.
got Leah. She is 10. And Nadia is 9.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, all girls and
Man.
one boy.
Yeah, you guys were
that's cool.
consecutive there for a minute. That's a lot of no sleep.
Yeah.
I got a 1-year-old at home right now,
Oh, yeah, man.
13, almost 14 months. Bro, I'm still not like always getting sleep. And a
Yeah.
puppy. The problem is I got a puppy too. So I'm
That makes it hard, actually. I think pets are hard, man. I used to have pets, but they tore my house up more than my kids did.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, no, the dogs are pretty good. The kids, I got 4, but 14, 7, 6.
His
and
14-year-old's really 25, as
Yeah.
big as he is.
one. Rich is
Yeah.
mad because he's little, and
Little
my
Richie.
son is not.
He's 6'3", 4,
Wow.
200 something pounds.
How old is he?
255.
14.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a football
he's
giant.
A beast.
Yeah,
That's
he's cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Matt's just
I
back
got
because he's going to
excited 'cause
Nebraska.
my kid's 5'10".
Let's be real. You're not a tall guy.
Yeah. I'm guessing I'm what you call a short king.
Get it how you live.
So Malia's very excited that my kid's taller than me.
Yeah.
So. He's smart, he's handsome, and
Cool.
he's got it going for him right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So just because we're all about our kids here, if you had to make the choice to stay home and hang out with the kids or chase and get the money like you have been, what would you do?
Hindsight.
Hindsight. Yeah.
I would still, I'd still be being a go-getter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I just want to show them that anything is possible.
Yeah.
I think sitting at home with them is cool, but you still got to show them how
Yeah.
to take care of business, so they're gonna grow up and they're gonna have their families, and they ain't gonna be able to support them sitting on the couch.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Sitting their dad at home. Dads, I don't believe should always be at home with their kids. I think they should be though at some times because
You need to be there, but yeah.
I earlier you had said something about your older kids obviously suffered that relationship. The younger ones, and I am in kind of that same boat. My 14-year-old, I was out driving all the time, or working 60 hours, 70 hours a week, and I didn't get that time with him, and I do feel that regret, but I also know that I'm dumping all the time I can into my 6 and 7, and my 1-year-old now. Because of that regret, it
we also-
forces me to make sure that I don't. I regret not tossing the football as much as I should have, and things like that with the older one. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that has been taxing on me. So I understood that statement completely.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that it'll eat at you. But you gotta remember the things that you did sacrifice
Mhm.
and what came about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right. I mean, yeah. No matter what, at the end of the day, you have to take care of your family. You want to provide. You want to be. I mean, even no matter what you do, you want to be successful at it, right? And that takes time.
yeah,
But sometimes the kids do suffer. All right, not the kids suffer, but your time with the kids.
Well, I mean, in
Is
my case, they were suffering because
really
mom was way overrun by both of them at home, and I wasn't doing my part. You know what I mean?
right.
Like they were video game bound. You know what I mean? And I had a back surgery. It's come a year and a half ago, and had to spend 6 weeks on the couch, and realized how overrun she was, and the kids were video game heads, and it was not
That's
cool.
not what you wanted to raise.
No, I was a creek kid. I was at the park and catching frogs, and
Which is, we were having a conversation. You're building the fort with the kids right now.
yeah,
Like that. That's kind of cool. That gives them something to.
I spent 4 or 5 hours yesterday cutting trees and building a big fort like in our backyard. We live out by Oakland and have kind of a tree area in our backyard. So
badass,
we
man.
cut a big fort
Would be
into it.
badass.
Yeah.
And then a
Every
tree
kid
fell on
dreams
his
of
house.
fort.
Every kid, yeah. So he called me a couple days ago and he told me he was going to make this fort. Like I was thinking this treehouse fort. I was like, holy shit! Like this is going to be a disaster.
He pictured treehouse. I'm like, no, bro. I'm 300 plus pounds. We don't go in trees. We don't climb trees. We don't hang out in them. This would be a ground fort.
It's a cabin.
That's what it's going to end up being.
It's a
Yeah.
cabin.
You might as well just get one of those, the containers that you've been talking about. Just put it out there, and this could be your fort until until you turn 18. And I got to drywall this thing. You can live out here. You can live in your fort.
Right? No, well, then we had that tree branch fall today, and
Oh yeah,
I talked to Albert because he, A&N Enterprise.
Sure.
He does some tree removal and things like that too. And he's like, I'll come out and get that cleaned up for you. He's like, do you need it hauled away? I'm like, no, more. My chainsaws are in the shop, both of them. So he's like, no, I just need it cut
I've
up.
never owned a chainsaw in my life.
I was like, I just need it cut up so I can add it to the fort.
That's awesome, man. This isn't going to be a fort. Like I said, man, this is going to be a cabin.
Yeah,
A couple of these 10-foot long, couple of 6 foot.
Oh yeah, well, I figure we'll take
You notch them.
the branch that came down was, I mean, I can't reach around it. It's that wide. So we'll cut little chairs. We'll cut little chairs out of it. So, bro, somehow it missed my fence. Like it fell over the fence and into the yard, but didn't touch the fence.
That's awesome.
I'm feeling blessed about that. But I am feeling blessed. At first I was like, oh, this is terrible. I got to clean this shit up. It's giving me a couple hours work. But then I'm like, the fort. I'm going to spend
be a
all
badass fort.
I'm going to spend all day tomorrow screwing tree branches into the other trees around it
shit.
to make a fort.
That's a good thing to do with your kids. Man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it's and that's why I'm asking is was it worth it? Like I am not the brokest I've been, but I'm the tightest I've needed to live in a long time. But I'm getting that time with them, and I'm going to have to work hard this winter to make sure that I can try to do it again next summer.
Yeah.
But it was something that I realized needed to happen, and not only for them, for me.
I think the biggest thing is noticing that when it is time for something like that to happen. And so when your kid or someone's coming to you and they ask you, hey, can we do this? It's a good thing that you notice, hey, let's do this.
And I was an asshole. I was depressed and working, and then I'd come home and sit on my phone.
You're an asshole anyway.
I was so busy in my head, I couldn't see what needed to happen.
Yeah.
So it is that back surgery is what opened my eyes, and
Grounded you.
yeah,
It's crazy how those things help out.
yeah.
And then a lot of times, those have been some of the best times that I spent with my kids. It's the times where I didn't really want to do it, but I ended up doing it.
Oh yeah.
It ended up being like a good memory.
Well, I was an asshole, and I called the neighbors and was like, "Hey, what your kids doing?" It's like, do they want to come build this fort with us? And I ended up with like 6 kids raging. Everybody wanted to use the tools and the choppers and the saws. And I'm like, oh, but it was fun.
Wasn't a bad idea.
I mean, at fun, it was like, God, this is too much, but it was totally worth it.
That's cool.
It's a good memory you're gonna have.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
Yeah.
your kids will never forget that.
Yeah. And I two of the kids that were there, my wife babysits, it's friends of ours out there. And, his dad told me yesterday, he's like, oh, you're their favorite people, like just coming over there.
They call you Big Matt too?
Yeah, they do. Hey, Big Matt. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That label stuck.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
For
shit,
always.
look at you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Well, we never called you Little Rich.
Yeah, Little Richie.
Well,
Bro,
back to different New York. That is my name out there, Little Rick.
Little Rick.
Little Rick.
Yeah, no, we called you other things.
Yeah.
a roofer.
Roofer.
No, we're not gonna go there.
So yeah, man.
Hey, if you ever need a roof done, Rich has got you.
Sean, I'm a good cider though. Roofs, I don't do roofs.
We always bust Rich's balls and call him a roofer when he gets angry because he did siding.
He's probably used to it from his father-in-law. I don't know, man. His father-in-law's pretty brutal.
It's like Rich gets no break then?
No, not
Hey,
even
Rich,
nowhere.
no break. You don't get a break
I
here.
thought he was getting a break here, but it doesn't sound like
No, not at all.
No. But we give each other shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But see,
We all know
I'm
each
drinking water today, so they're gonna get a pass. They're gonna get a pass.
Usually about this time, Rich is
Oh yeah.
ready.
Rich is a little slumped in the
Oh,
chair.
yeah,
Like,
we all are. Don't even put that.
No,
shit there.
hey, I'm only on number 2. Hey,
Only.
no, this is number 6,
That's because
right?
we're having an educational podcast.
That's
If
it.
we were just talking.
If we were just bullshitting,
Oh,
it's a
it'd
different
be-
story.
Yeah, the last half hour of our segments is always just prime stuff.
But some of the best things you can do when you are just getting in any business that I was always told, and me and Malia always remember, is always have a banker, a CPA, and an accountant. Or sorry, the CPA is an accountant.
Yeah.
A banker, a CPA, and a lawyer. Those are the 3 most important things. That
So when you go to law school,
that's another thing I'm trying to tell my kids. Hey, there's all
so
these
my
things.
daughter, she's about to go into law.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
yeah.
What in law?
Criminal.
she's going criminal.
Criminal? There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Why did you say that like you kind of on the fence about it, Steve?
What?
Yeah, criminal.
No, well, because law has. I mean, there's so many things
Oh,
that she
God.
can do in law. She enjoys the criminal justice and all that stuff type right
Well, I
now,
know
right?
Criminal justice does need a whole bunch of reform.
right,
'Cause
but
it's-
we'll see. I mean, she doesn't have to be a corporate attorney. She doesn't have to be. She can. If law criminal is where she wants to go, then we're gonna. Well, I'm gonna make sure she gets that. So
Definitely. That's good.
yeah.
That's one other thing that we're working on actually. I'm always experimenting. So
But-
all of our houses, we're always doing we'll do furnished, fully furnished, all utilities paid. So this new one that we're working on is a transitional house. So it's we're all the big guys that can get
Halfway
out,
house type thing? Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Oh wow.
So we're working on that right now with another gentleman that already has a successful one. So this will be the second one.
One over there in Council Bluffs.
No, this will be in Omaha.
Okay.
Oh, Council Bluffs, I guess there's no hope for those guys. There's only like a 10% recovery, I guess.
Oh wow.
Well, that's the Council Bluffs says the Fed.
Yeah,
they
the
don't
federal halfway
they're
house.
like he was telling me they don't even want to help anybody over there.
Really?
They're like they want them to repeat.
So well, because they get more business that way. That's fucking horrible.
That's what it sounds like. To
Yeah,
me.
I mean-
like over here, this guy that his name is Marcus Polk. He's looking to try to get. He's at 60%.
Nice.
Success rate?
Success rate.
Wow.
He wants to do it. His goal is 80. So I was like, hey, I
For
need more. I
for
want to
people who
help
come in
Yeah,
to succeed.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's very
that's-
passionate. He's
Talking about giving back to the community, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
60% sex rate. That's huge.
yeah.
And I mean, and a goal of 80 is awesome.
Yeah.
Respectable
No, this
to
guy,
get
like I
after.
said, Marcus, he's
Yeah,
very passionate about this. So I wanted to be helpful as I can, and I think it created an opportunity for both of us.
Yeah.
So if I ever get back on your guys' show, I'll give you an update on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
definitely.
mean, we're interested in that. Community work. Raising your kids. Yeah. Any insight you have, maybe that helps the next guy.
Yeah, anything. Like I said, I'm very sharing with my knowledge. I don't. People charge all the time for this kind of stuff that I would be willing to just let people know how it's done. That I've done it.
Yeah.
And not to say that I did it the right way, because I'm still learning myself.
Right.
But I think it helps. To just help other people out if they're asking.
So if anybody wants to is there any kind of when you guys are doing your research, just if anybody's just interested, so like any places you go online to get your research from that you guys depend on?
For like
Your
buying
real estate and stuff like that, is there a special hey, this worked out, this was pretty good, pretty self-explanatory,
I
or
mean,
just kind of just throw it in the search and just see and just
it's hard. You gotta know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a multifamily, or if you're looking for a residential house, it's just
Commercial.
commercial.
Yeah,
you gotta know when you're searching for anything. You have to know specifically what you're looking for.
Uh-huh.
But I'd say if you do know what you're specifically looking for, I would say just honestly, the internet is huge.
Yeah.
Like there ain't nothing the internet doesn't know, but you just have to know what to ask.
Yeah.
right.
You gotta type the right thing in.
That's the key thing. You just have to know what to ask. A new thing that's been brought to me is the Chat GPT. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
AI, the way
Yeah, the AI stuff. I mean, I'm not winning arguments with my wife with it, but it is helping me.
That's good stuff.
That's great.
That's good.
Check out
She's
Chat.
like,
Yeah.
no. She's like, no.
She's like, they're gonna get in the car.
She's like, this is way more intelligent. We start having intelligent arguments.
See, that's my problem. I don't punctuate or anything. She'd be like, "Where'd you copy this from?"
Right.
I got caught for that. So
Yeah, even my
Yeah, you got to tell AI,
But-
dumb this down real quick.
you can ask it, simplify. But no, it's a very useful tool. Is what I'm getting at, though.
Yeah.
You can use it for a lot of things. People don't realize it. It's crazy. But like I said, you just have to know what to ask, and if you're very particular, it will help you. So that's one other tool that you can use.
Cool.
Nice. All right, one more time. What was the name of that book? Was it BZZZ?
No, BRR.
BRR.
BRR. That's the Verb Method. That would be the first book that I would recommend if you're getting into it.
So, just like you, man, I hated reading. But I listen, audiobooks is fucking great.
It's the best thing invented for guys like that don't like to
Right,
read, or
right.
women. But to me, Malia and I, we listen. I guess I should clarify. I don't read a lot, but I
Right.
do listen to a lot of books.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So audio book, I think it's called.
Yeah, audiobook.
That's
Yeah.
the number one thing, man. Just instead of listening to music all the time,
Yeah.
you could listen to.
You're getting your
You
knowledge.
can, you can listen to all kinds of knowledge. Anything you ever want. Anything you
That's
ever
how I
need to
get
know.
You
a lot of my
search
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
A lot of motivational
Yeah.
speeches
Yeah,
and talks, and that's
there's so
powerful
many.
stuff.
How to roof.
hey man,
Roofing for
we got about
dummies.
3 minutes left there, brother.
They have it, man. They got everything.
Luckily, I'm in the corner.
Nah.
So, is there any? So, do you guys got any links? Any? Where any
Website.
platforms?
Yeah,
that anybody could contact you.
Yeah, so Malia has a website to contact her. We buy, we sell.
But
Real estate.
anybody that has any questions,
Questions, you guys can reach us on, I guess, just it'll be Creating Homes LLC.
Okay.
That's our website.
Okay.
You can contact us there. You can get any information. If we can help you, we will.
All right.
Or direct you in the right direction.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, just giving back a little bit,
Yeah.
Like you said, free of charge type, just somebody that has some questions on how to get started.
And
so,
for
like
the
Matt
real
and I-
estate,
Yeah.
for a realtor, since Malia's one and licensed, and if anybody needs a realtor, I mean, they can get a hold of her through that as well.
Do you
Yeah.
do
Or does she
side
have
work
her
like
own?
that? Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, definitely. Nebraska and Iowa, Malia could help you buy or sell a home.
And they can get in contact with her through that.
Yep. And not
Okay.
only that, we're trying to build a little team of our own, and within my daughter's going to get into real. She almost has her license, so she'll be helping too.
So where you guys go for realty school?
But it's a school over on 108th. What is it?
Randolph? Is it? So
Not that Steve's researching his
well,
license.
I've been thinking. I think my daughter and we're gonna go. I think her and I are gonna go take this class, and
I definitely recommend.
just maybe I do something with it, maybe I don't.
Man,
You know,
you can never have enough,
Education,
avenues to
right.
make money or
Absolutely.
education or
Yeah,
any
any
of that stuff.
license you could add under your belt,
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna start flipping cars,
Everything makes you
houses,
work more.
Yeah,
whatever,
it's-
bro.
Everything.
Knowledge is power, man, and licenses
100%.
as well. I mean, that people have to have people with licenses in certain transactions of anything. Like you have to have a licensed plumber. Sometimes you have to have a licensed electrician,
Yeah.
licensed HVAC. A licensed realtor. Nowadays, you have to because you can't. They will penalize you if
Right.
you're trying to sell or buy stuff without a license. So that's a new thing that just passed. So. But before we go, I just want to do just a shout out to my brother Shane. He just passed away. I just want to tell him that
God
we're all,
bless.
rest in peace, and we're always thinking about him.
Yeah.
Down
But-
here.
I appreciate you coming in here
Yeah,
2 days after that, sir. I really do.
Yeah,
And
like-
hats off to you. We appreciate
Totally would
that.
understand.
It was something that it was something I talked about, and I was like, look, I called him up. I said, I don't know, and we chatted about it. And then I was leaving to work last night, and I got the phone call that you guys said, no, we're gonna do it. And I called and I said, they're gonna do it.
thanks.
So,
Thanks for coming.
God
brother.
bless.
That's a
for real.
big
Thank
that's a big thing. We appreciate you taking the time to come sit down with us for that, especially after that. You know
Oh,
what I
you're
mean?
welcome.
Yeah, because
No,
we're just
I-
trying to share with the community that, you know what, if, like you said when you started, if you want it, go get it. And you was determined and motivated to succeed. So we want the viewers to always see that, you can't, don't hold yourself down, don't hold yourself back. If you want it, go get it.
Exactly. And my brother Shane, he was one of those guys too. Even when he had cancer, the kid was the man, he was at work still.
Yep.
And he I've seen him to his last breath.
Yeah.
So it was the kid's very I call him a kid because he's my brother, but
Yeah.
he's a man and he's a very admirable guy. So
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time,
Absolutely.
and I just recently learned that I should have been believing in myself a long time ago. So that is, get out there and get it, and fucking believe in yourself. Like
yeah, believe in yourself. Don't worry about what others think, man. Do it.
Yeah.
And
Nobody-
I always keep
the-
God first. Honestly, that's my
Beautiful.
best thing that I've ever done. Is I learned it from my grandma, and that was one thing I will always keep first. No matter how bad my life gets, I always would thank God for everything.
Yeah.
Amen.
well, our prayers will be with you, man, for the funeral and
Thank
the healing of your family and everything, man. And we appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks
y'all,
a lot,
y'all
Sean.
have a blessed week.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brothers, I didn't know you had ASAP. So I worked at Aaron's and Renaissance for 4 years each.